Little movie trivia about Trespass, 1992, directed by Walter Hill. The original title for this movie was not Trespass, it was The Looters. But
Oh,
they changed it after the Rodney King riots.
oh,
The Looters. They're
makes
looting.
sense.
They're looting treasure in the hood, okay?
Essentially, yeah.
This is it's too bad, like, the riots messed up this movie's
Yeah, that's the biggest the worst thing about the riots.
its
It
marketing
ruined
release.
it ruined this movie.
I think the old guy was confessing. You remember what he said?
Who stole from Christ? I hid it.
It's gold, isn't it? Solid gold.
I never told to take it.
This, my friend, is a treasure map to this desolate place.
We're gonna find that gold, Vince. I can smell it.
Some come to take what is not theirs. Others to settle a score.
Set it up for Saturday. And I want to do it someplace way out where nobody is, off the track. What the hell are you doing here?
Nothing. I'm just here.
Back off!
In this world, when desperate men meet,
We don't want no trouble. We just want my brother back.
You come any closer, he's a dead man!
loyalty is the first thing to die.
You need to stop thinking with your trigger finger and use your brain. You're gonna get my brother killed.
I'm thinking seriously, man. Somebody else needs to take over.
And it's every man for himself.
The police!
Oh, listen, we don't need them.
You're crazy.
Now, if that loot is here, buddy, I want it.
Now, you want to know why they didn't signal the police? Because they found something.
Bill Paxton,
Damn it, Don, we're getting in awful deep.
Ice-T,
We're not playing anymore out here. We're past the point of no return.
William Sadler,
Truth is, Vince, I don't see any way we're gonna get out of here quiet.
and Ice Cube.
It's all about survival. It's all about getting yours.
When you cross the line, sometimes there's no way back.
What the hell you white boys doing up here anyway?
Gold. It's all about gold.
Trespass.
The thing I like about Trespass, the reason why I picked it, one is we just did Surviving the Game with Ice-T. And now we're doing Trespass with Ice-T and Ice Cube,
You got a full glass.
Bill Paxton, and William Sadler, two Williams. The thing I like about this movie is that it's about white firefighters who find a treasure map and it leads them to East St. Louis. They go to a warehouse, like an abandoned factory. And while they're there, there's like criminal gang shit going on. And I like that the gang is all black. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And there's a lot of movies like this where the gang is not black. The gang is like mixed race, like, we got the white guy, we got the Mexican guy, you got the black guy, you got the Asian guy.
Yeah.
And they try to like soften the edge. And it's not like the movie isn't racist in any way. It's just cool that they made it and it wasn't even a thing they were thinking about. Whereas I think now they would be very conscious.
Yeah, there'd be
of-
there'd be a woman. There wasn't a single woman in this movie.
No, there are no female speaking roles.
There's no females. In the opening, maybe.
I believe there's an extra or two in the opening, but yeah, there's no women. This is a movie for men. This is why it's on Men on Film. In today's episode, we got me, Will, and we got Ryan. We got nobody else. Adam is gone. Mike is gone.
Some would say we are the Ice-T, Ice Cube combo of this podcast.
I'm Ice-T. I'm the King James.
You're
Ice
Ice-T,
Cube.
just not as good at acting, and I'm Ice Cube, because I can act, I can rap. And half the time when I'm on this podcast, I go, "Are we there yet? Are we to the end? Are we there yet?"
His famous line,
He goes,
NWA.
"Shit, I guess he wasn't too lucky." That might be the best line in the whole movie.
He's good in the movie. He's
He's not a bad actor.
he's definitely a better rapper than Ice-T. That's for sure. I was listening to a
And
little Ice-T.
actor.
I don't know. I like Ice-T as an actor, but Ice Cube is a really good rapper. You know,
He's
I
a
believe
writer.
he wrote all of Eazy-E's lyrics. He wrote like
Most of NWA.
NWA. Yeah. And also he had a ton of great solo albums.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
writer. He also wrote Friday. He wrote he's a writer.
He also directed a great movie called The Players Club.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's an
But I heard good
amazing,
things.
movie. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. It's about a strip club, and this woman goes to work there, and it's good money. It's easy, but it's like she gets into a dark world of criminal activity, and she sees the downside of it. I forget what happens, but I believe at the end of the movie, somebody takes a rocket launcher out of the back of their car, and they're like, "We need to make sure this never happens again." And then they fire a rocket at the Players Club and blow it up.
Hell yeah.
And this is a real movie made by New Line Cinema. It's unbelievable the kind of shit they used to let him do. After Friday, that's what he made. But we're doing Trespass. Now, this movie is written by the same people who wrote Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale.
Mm.
They wrote in the 70s when they were little USC college grads. And
It's a great premise.
it's a great premise. Two firefighters, they're going through a burned out building in Arkansas. And who do they find? The dad from Bill and Ted. I
Oh.
immediately recognized him. It's the dad from Bill and Ted. He's like crying. He's a drunk. He's got his like papers. He's like, he's regretting his entire life. He's like, here, take this. Take my treasure map.
Oh, yeah.
I don't deserve to live. And then he just like jumps into the flames and dies.
Very cool burning. Although the gun didn't explode. Nothing exploded about the gun. He was holding a little pistol.
This guy's been holding on to a treasure map for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, we apparently it was his treasure map. So we find out Bill Paxton goes back to the fire station with this package and starts going through it to fill out papers, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's an article from 1940 of somebody robbing a church and stealing all of these loaned gold church
Treasures.
what's the word? Treasures.
It's just
But they
gold
relics,
goblet. It's like
basically.
goblets and ankhs and crosses.
And it's 100% gold, but it was on loan from Greece, so it's legit. It's from it's real
from
gold.
the old
This ain't
country.
this ain't your American gold. And then Bill Paxton surmises that, oh, this dude stole from a church. So he just hid the treasure. That's what the treasure map was. But this is kind of my thing the whole time. It's a gold treasure hunt movie. What do you do with all that gold? You can't just go to a pawn shop. It's like hot. Like hot.
You
That's
could
like
sell it to
shit.
anyone you want.
Yeah, but that's shit that should belong into a museum. So if you sell it to somebody on the street, like you're gonna need a very specific fence for that
Well,
to get full profit.
their problem is that it's like, who owned it? Okay, like let's say best case scenario, they own it outright. They could go to Sotheby's or Christie's and they could auction it off to a collector. Okay.
Right, that's owning it.
That's if they own it.
Papers and
Now,
everything.
if you don't own it, if the government of Greece feels they have a claim, now
Which
they
they
have to
do.
sell. Now they have to sell it on the black market. But that's ultimately,
Which how are two firefighters gonna get into the black market? Like they don't know what they're doing.
well, the one thing they could do, worst case scenario, they just melt the gold down, and
That's
then
what I would do. You
and then
melt it and then sell it as bricks.
they have like, you know, a year's salary
Yeah.
or two.
No. Yeah.
They have a few pounds of gold. I mean, that could be a lot back then. That could be
I
like
think
100
that's all
grand,
it's.
200 grand. I don't know.
Well, I think that's all it's worth. I think the fact that they were like church relics doesn't matter. It's just that it's made out of pure gold. So there's just a moral conflict.
However, making it a treasure from a church, I think, is part of the immorality of the movie. It's like
Right.
you're not just taking gold or treasure. You're not taking money from a criminal, from a gangster. You're taking money from the church. You're taking like it makes the treasure more cursed. And as you'll see in the movie, just like the guy at the beginning who died in the fire, this gold doesn't belong to you, and you will face the wrath of God
It belongs
if
to God.
if you try to take it. Belongs to the goddamn Greeks.
So it belongs to Zeus. What god do they believe in? Zeus?
You ever see No Holds Barred?
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it.
The bad guy wrestler in that movie is named Zeus, and he's in this movie. He plays one of the gangsters.
Oh, I was gonna say Friday. The connection to Friday was
Yeah,
Cletus.
that guy.
Cletus. Oh, that's the same guy?
Yeah, he's tough, right? He's giant.
Yeah, he's got the glass eye.
Yeah,
He just died 5
he's
years
in.
ago or so.
My favorite role of his is The Fifth Element. He plays the Emperor of the United
Oh
States.
yeah.
He's
I
like a really
forgot
good
about-
leader, though. Just Emperor of the United States. No big deal.
That's the first time he's not played just like a muscle dummy thug. His name is Cletus, and his gimmick in this gang is that he wears baseball cleats with metal on the bottom, and he's just gonna stomp on you to death.
It's a ridiculous movie with ridiculous fashion for these gangsters. Every gangster in this movie dresses awesome
Different.
and ridiculous.
They all dress different. They're like
Ice-
different eras of gangs.
Ice-T is he's like, I'm a businessman and these are my associates.
Yeah, and he's dressed like Cat Williams. Got a Cat Williams perm.
Yes, he's got the long perm. He's got the long hair. He's got a suit on and tie.
Yeah, that's the first. He's a gang. We ain't a gang. I'm in business, and these are my associates.
Ice Cube, he's got a Kangol hat backwards, Kangol.
Yeah, he's Samuel L. Jackson in it with a gold front tooth. And I
And
really
then-
like that. There's a scene where the guy he calls, who you're I think are about to bring up, where he calls him God damn it, not what does he call him? The guy with the like aqua turquoise suit.
Raymond,
Yeah. What does he call him though?
the gun dealer. They call him a pimp. They're like, that guy looks like a pimp.
Yeah. But then what does Ice Cube call him? And he says it back to him. Soul Train, not Soul Train.
But remember,
He
This
he
mo-
kind of he goofs on it. Superfly.
Superfly. Ice-T did a great cover of Superfly Pusher Band, but it's not about dealing drugs. It's about dealing records.
Mm-hmm.
Ice-T's music is
The dude
Pretty
just wanted to
rough.
be a celebrity.
it's pretty dated. I liked it when I was a little kid, but
Colors is great, as we
colors,
discussed. That's about the one that's held up.
body count, cop killer. That might be his best.
Yep. Cop killer.
That might be his best song. I love that track. So yeah, these guys have a treasure map and they're like, let's go to East St. Louis. Let's get the money and let's get the hell out. Let's just find the treasure. And one of them, William Sadler, he's saying he's like divorced and he has to pay for a mortgage and an apartment. But But he also said like earlier, like, thank God I don't have kids with her.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's paying for the house. He got really fucked.
Yeah, that happens if you don't sign the right pay. It's currently happening with somebody in my family who's probably about to be 60, late
It
50s.
blows.
Yeah,
So
it
these
does.
two white guys, they go out there, they're digging around for the treasure. First thing they see is a dead body.
Yeah.
Hanged
Okay.
himself.
There's a line in here that I wrote down because they see this guy. They presumably here's one thing about this movie: they don't show any violence. They show like 5% of the violence. When people get shot, they don't show they don't show any blood outside of like fisticuffs. They show this. Do they show the guy hanging? No. They show them enter a room and go, "Oh, that's a guy hanging," and then they describe the guy hanging.
You see his feet.
Okay, and he's got his shoes on the wrong side. Yeah, but that's it. You don't see like it's not graphic at all, this movie.
No,
And
it's very
made for TV.
it's not a TV. It's not like that. It's just
not, but
it's almost PG-13 except there's so much swearing.
I think it was like maybe a director's choice to leave it up to the imagination. But I noticed that like there's a bunch of sniping scenes and you never see bullet hit chest. There's no squibs. It could have been a budget thing too. No squibs until the end, and there's not even any squib. Like even when people get shot at the end, it shows the shootout, and then it shows the body laying on the ground. There's no like accountability for the violence.
So at the end of the movie, a lot of the guys get killed because it's like everybody's greedy.
Double
Everybody's
shootout.
but apparently on IMDb they said people like black audiences didn't like seeing Ice Cube and Ice-T get killed.
Yeah.
And so they had to cut Ice Cube's like definitive death scene because it made the
Ice
audience
Cube?
upset. Because Ice-T you see get shot because William Sowler and him kill each other.
Yeah,
at
but
the
you
same
don't
time.
you don't see him get shot. You see like sparks fly. It's always POV. So your POV Ice-T's angle getting shot at, and then it cuts and he's just falling down, slow motion, Korea drama style. And then
Maybe they cut the violence because it pissed off the
probably.
teenage rap
Anyways,
fans who they
the hanging scene when they're just Bill Paxton and what's his butt William are just in the seeing the hanging guy, and he goes, Bill Paxton, who's the good boy, he goes, we need to contact authorities. We just probably solved a crime for him, blah blah blah. We need to get the cops out here to investigate this. And he goes, man, that's a suicide. How do you figure? What person murders somebody by hanging them? And then immediately when he said that, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't hanging one of the most common murders, racially fueled murders in America?
Now you're getting political. You're seeing the racial undertones. Lynching, yes, traditionally.
Yeah, what's the difference between a hanging and a lynching?
Well, the other thing about that scene is when they find the hanged body, and Bill Paxton says we should call the cops. If they had called the cops, it would have solved all of the problems they have that day. Now, obviously, if they had just not gone there, it would have solved all the problems. But what happens is if the cops had come, then maybe Ice-T would have been more scared and nervous, and he wouldn't have done this hit where who did they kill? God damn it, I forgot his name. Goose. They kill a guy named Goose.
And it's also an overly dramatic hit.
They videotape it.
They show it. Well, let's put a sidebar on the whole
the videotaping of everything.
Jesus. That is not how gangs would work. And then it got real MTV confessional.
Yes, they start doing like interviews on the side, and they start talking about how they feel about each other and like how they're losing like patience with one another.
Who's the guy filming?
The character who's videotaping everything, his name is Video.
So that's his gimmick.
Yo, video. It's very.
But like,
It's
why?
obviously written
Why
by white
nobody?
guys.
Yeah, nobody doing criminal activity would be filming
Well, that's not
murders,
true because
everything.
the director said
Well,
he was inspired by criminals who were videotaping everything. However, I think they were. That's like a young person thing to do.
yes,
That's like a
that's
high
like when somebody
school.
beats a bunch of people. It's either a young thing or a serial killer thing.
It's not like you're 33 or Ice-T and you're now like he's not thinking straight, videotaping everything. But this
If he's
they
claiming it's a business, you don't videotape that part of the business.
well also they videotape at the beginning this guy Goose blowing another guy away. And it's like I don't know how that guy video knew to record that. But anyway, it pissed off Ice-T. Ice-T's now like, I'm going to kill Goose. They kill Goose. They throw him off a building. And Bill Paxton sees it. They see Bill Paxton is a witness. And that's when all hell breaks loose.
They don't
That's
know
when
about the gold. That's why this premise is perfect.
they
Two
have no idea about the
firefighters
gold.
treasure chesting at this abandoned warehouse. Gang members go to kill some guy. Boom. Now we got a standoff.
It could be a Western.
I mean,
This
it
could
essentially was.
this movie
Like
could this movie came out in 1992. The whole movie could take place in 1892.
right.
And they could be in an old factory with a treasure map or whatever, and there could be a gang of bandits who stumble
Doing
upon
their
the
own
people,
business. Yeah.
which is the plot of many westerns.
Yeah, it's a modern day Western.
There's a Monty Hellman movie that's very similar to this. It's just wrong place at the wrong time.
Or right place at the wrong time.
Mm.
Because they eventually find all that gold.
I was at the right place at the wrong time.
I just feel like Ice-T is not actually running a decent business. We also don't ever know what his business is.
Yo, I'm a businessman.
These are my associates.
You're in a
What
gang?
is your business, sir? No, no,
We
no,
don't
no,
wanna-
no, no, no. No, 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 no. We're not a gang. This is
This is a movie.
shotgun. This
This
is
is a
my
movie.
associate shotgun. We got video over there. We got Strangler. We got Cletus. He uses cleats. We got you're
Wiki.
just murderers.
There's one of them is named Wiki.
And then Lucky.
I'm poor old Lucky. Now, Lucky, he's in another movie that you may remember, Die Hard. He's the limo driver in Die Hard, Argyle.
Oh.
I don't really know what else he's in, but he's in this.
This guy
and he's
just
in
can't
Die
get
Hard.
a real name. Why can't he be like Trevor?
He says he's lucky because he survived 3 drive-by shootings.
You know, bullets just go right past me. Bullets bend around me.
He's
You
like
don't
Neo.
ever talk like you don't talk like that. The
Well,
bullets did not bend around Neo. He bent around them.
Well, Lucky's not so lucky because he's taken hostage. Oh, we also got to talk about Bradley, the tramp. There's
Yes.
there's another homeless guy in the building who didn't hang himself. But he lives on the 5th floor where they're digging around looking for the treasure.
And they find his coffee can full of about $23 and like there's like some loose cigarettes. And that's when he makes an appearance. Hey, you taking my he just starts beating Bill Paxton with a crowbar.
Another
For
great
his-
character that could be right out of a Western.
Yeah. That would be a native dude, like a Native American.
Or just an
Would be that.
old prospector. Get out
Yeah.
of here. Get out of here. This is my house.
He
I
has no
live
idea
here.
he's living under gold.
All these gold nuggets, size of my fist. I had no idea. They also it reminded me of Surviving the Game in that, you know, this also has a homeless guy, but they do the thing where like Lucky's a junkie and Bradley's like, I don't want nothing to do with that dope. And
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
hates the gangs.
I
he's
hate
just
the
homeless.
gangs. Come on,
He
this is
No, there's a lot of people on the streets like that are just like happen to be like Either they chose it or just unfortunate circumstances. They don't want to do drugs. They don't want to do nothing. They're just trying to live.
There's not.
Tough.
I haven't met a lot of them. Well, every homeless guy
Well,
I've
yeah.
ever
Where do you live?
San Francisco, LA.
Exactly.
They're
Those are
I mean,
exclusively crackhead people's shitting on the sidewalk.
doing crack,
Shitting
doing
while doing
heroin,
crack.
meth, you know, drunk, getting high on anything. They're fucking into dope and all this shit. But anyway, this is an old fashioned tramp,
Yeah.
hobo. He's like the hobo in Pee
Just
Wee's
day
Big
by day.
Adventure.
He's old. He's just day by day living his life.
Well, they take him hostage. They like tie him up. And there's a funny scene where Bill Paxton's like, I'll give you $40 for your troubles. And then he's like, you can't give me $40 just to make this okay. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll put the money away. He's like, no, I'll take the money. I'll
Yeah,
take the
I'd
money.
take $40. He had about $22 in ones, crumpled up ones in a tin can that he's probably been saving for a year.
Well,
So yeah, he's
things
gonna take just doubled his savings in that $40.
he's making good money. Well, anyway, things go to hell. So now Ice-T's like, I need more weapons. I need backup. I need more dudes to show up. So like 3 dudes show up, and then this guy Raymond shows up with a bunch of guns in the back of his car. And I forget who says it. It might have been Ice Cube, but someone's like, they open the trunk of the car and you see all the guns, and they're like, pussy in the trunk. And it's just a bunch of guns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bunch of M16s.
They're basically AR-15s. I
That
don't know the
I
difference.
neither do I, but they said in the dialogue, they said,
They
give
say
me
they're
the
M16s, but
M16s.
like, I
Yeah,
don't know the
but
difference
I don't
between the
know if they know the
M16.
difference. Also, you remember when NWA got pulled over, their tour van got pulled over, and they were got into a lot of trouble because there's a duffel bag full of like M14s and M16s or
Uzis.
AK-47s, Uzis. You remember that? That was like a big TMZ thing for a while. They were airsoft guns.
Really?
Yeah, NWA never really did anything. Eazy-E was the only one that actually like sold drugs. He didn't have time to write raps.
Well, they made money. The thing now is like a lot of these guys sell drugs because they don't make money
Well,
doing
that's what
music.
Eazy-E was. Eazy-E was the producer. He was the one that gave him all the money to make the first album because he made all that money selling
Right.
drugs.
And Dre did the beats. Ice Cube wrote the
Yeah,
lyrics.
but they were all just poor kids. None of them were like doing gang shit.
It's different now. It's sad what they kind of inadvertently
Yes,
started.
created. Tupac said the same thing. He's like,
Because
it's not
they,
about, he's like, it's not about shooting each other, man. It's about coming up from being broke. This is what they want to hear. So I'll talk about gangs.
it's really bad now.
Suge Knight really fucked it up.
Well, he was a gangster. Well, that's the problem. Like, you need money. Drugs is the best way to get money.
Right.
You
Sometimes.
can't in that culture.
Sometimes you can just, stumble upon a big army bag full of gold chalices.
They're
Like
looking for
Ice
the
Cube.
so like the cleats end up paying off because they can't find the gold, but they're using the metal detector to find the cleats of the guy in the ceiling. And then when they're looking on the ceiling, they find the gold in the ceiling. And the treasure map is actually not of the floor, it's of the ceiling. And then they find
Because
all
the
the
old guy
gold.
was laying on his back. That's when he wrote it.
The gold, they're so happy to find the gold, but the problem is there's no way out. They have snipers, they have people on every door. They're fucked.
They have police uniforms.
They have a giant bag of gold and it's worthless.
He says that line.
I
The William guy said, that actor, he says something like that, where he's like, Man, all this gold and it's worthless.
True. You know, it's
Like
cursed.
right
It's
before he gets heroin to the neck.
ooh, that must have. I mean, that would. I imagine that would have killed him. But I don't
There's
know.
like
I've
a
never done heroin
90% chance. I've never done it through it. I've never done any drug through a needle.
to the neck. Ooh. You never
Also,
did a
what do you
little.
think?
You never did a little weed
A
with
little
a
boil
needle.
up some weed, filter it through a little cotton swab.
I'm sure someone has done that. I'm
Oh my,
sure.
they probably died. They probably got like an air pocket in their vein or some shit and died. The only weed death.
Just shooting up, taking a joint, cooking it on a spoon, and then you're like, "Whoa, I'm
Like
pretty
a
stoned, man."
given that it's a stone, it'd be like a plastic takeout spoon. So it's just like
Ew.
melted plastic and they're
I'm
using a
like,
candle.
yeah, I'm pretty stoned. This is crazy. Definitely got to do that more often.
I had a feeling, speaking of fire, I had a feeling it was all gonna come back to fire.
Well,
It
it
had
starts
to
with
have.
fire. Starts with fire in the beginning.
But they're also firefighters trapped in a room that is covered in wooden doors. So I was like, well, they're gonna try and burn it. The first thing I would do is like try and burn it down. Fuck
That's what Ice
Lucky.
Cube. That's well, you're the Ice Cube. You're the one who wants to do that. You want to burn everything
Yeah.
down. I'm Ice T. I think we can negotiate. I want to talk.
Well, I think he was supposed to be portrayed as like the old dog, so he's getting a little sensitive because that was his brother, man. He was 15 years old when he found him on the street and raised him as his own.
Bullshit. I heard you don't even
But
have the
also,
same father.
but also, Ice-T, you're not doing a good job, man. The dude's clearly addicted to, he's having insane withdrawal after like an hour of not doing heroin.
Yeah. Well, it's tough, you know. Can't
He's
make your
not being a
kid.
good brother or father.
It's hard not to do heroin all the time. Okay.
I wouldn't
Can't
know.
you can't control a heroin addict. They're sneaky. I love the scene where the cops pull over Raymond
Yeah.
and they're like, "Get out of the vehicle. What are you doing around
A,
here?" He's like,
a scene I liked, what I liked about that scene is it was two black cops. Did you notice
"Yeah,
that?
yes,
Yeah, because it would have been a whole different scene if it was
white cops."
two white cops in St. Louis. Yes, pulling over a dude that well dressed, saying he's just looking for a place to pee.
I'm just looking for a place to piss.
And
Hey,
then he
this
said,
isn't a
what, they got
public bathroom.
a 156? What is that?
I don't know. 10-5. But that one guy, Glenn Plummer from Showgirls, he was looking to blow the cop away with his sniper rifle. You know, he almost did it. He actually is the one who ruins everything when he
Feels lucky.
accidentally shoots Lucky, and Lucky is no longer Lucky. Then Ice T's pissed. He has a shotgun. He runs in there.
Just blasting.
It's a fun movie. It's it's all going to
I
devolve into
really liked
shootout.
it.
This movie I watched when I was a little kid. The commercial made it look extremely dumb because you're like Ice T and Ice Cube as gangsters. I don't know what the hell this is, but it was like it
What
was a
they've been
good.
portraying their whole life. What do you
It
mean?
was a good. Well, they hadn't acted a lot, so
Yeah.
it was a good movie. When I was like 9 years old, me and my brother, my stepdad, we watched it. We loved it because also it's like a good movie for like white guys because you have Bill Paxton in it, William Sadler
Right.
as firefighters. This movie
Well,
bridges the races. The blacks and the whites can come together and they can enjoy this film.
and Bill Paxton is just like this Arkansas country blumpkin who's who's just I realize I said blumpkin. I meant to. Who he's a good boy. He's like, we got to turn this into the cops. We just solved a 50-year-old crime. He's just a big dumb like good dog.
And then William
And
Sadler's
there,
super greedy. You also know William
David,
Sadler. Did you notice William Sadler is also like racist,
yes, he's definitely racist, and he's definitely
evil?
stressed. He implies how stressed he is about the money with his
Yes.
divorce. So it's like, okay, this guy's older than Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton in that car ride tells everything about their character. Bill Paxton is he's about to propose to his girlfriend. He goes, she's been real nice to me lately. I think, I don't know. And then what's his name is a little older, a little more jaded, going through the divorce. He's desperate, a little more fuck it. So I don't know how much like if the racism part comes into it, but he
Well, there's a
definitely
scene
looks it.
when Lucky when they grab Lucky and they look through his fanny pack, and Bill Paxton's like, he's some kind of dope fiend, and then William Sadler's like, figures.
Oh yeah.
There's like stuff like that he says.
Yeah, and then the Bill Paxton part where they're like, "Man, you're just a white dude trying to come down here. The only time you come down here is to get money or something, cause problems and get money." And Bill Paxton goes, "Man, we're just trying to get ahead like everybody else." He's just as poor as the like. I mean, what's a firefighter salary in
In
Arkansas
Arkansas,
in 1995 or whenever this is?
1992. Not much. Yeah, it's a fun movie. The one thing about it is that it's all like exposition. It's all like I'm talking to this guy, I got to get this gun. There's no real there's none of that surviving the game like characterization. There's no monologues. No one is delivering their philosophy. There isn't a lot of philosophy. It's very stripped down and focused. It's like
It's
these
straightforward.
these two guys are trapped, and then this gang is surrounding them, and yeah, they don't even know about the treasure. They just know about Lucky, and they know that these guys are witnesses. So
Yeah.
it's it's a situation they can't get out of. And it made me think, like, watching this, like, this is like what action movies used to be like.
Straightforward. Here's the premise. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yes, go. I'm getting excited about what you're saying.
Yeah, straightforward. This is the premise. Not a lot of CGI, not a lot of stunts, not a lot of airplanes crashing. It's not like John Wick. There's not like karate. It's just guns. This is the golden age of guys with guns. The 80s and 90s.
I will say in that scene, I love practical effects until you can see how practical they are. When what's his name is falling through when they kill the guy and he's falling through the window and lands on the car, hits the railing.
I love that railing part.
The railing scene was good. It was clearly a mannequin, but
Goose.
it was Goose. It was quick enough. That railing part and the body bent like real enough that perfect. But then when it hits the hood of that dead car or whatever it lands on, you can just see a plastic mannequin neck. Right when it lands, it's just a plastic, and you can see like a gap in where the head part is and the hat. Like,
See,
but
that's
you
the kind
know
of
that
shit.
they're not going to be able to do many takes of that.
And
And
also it's
also,
like
it's
it's
quick
shot
enough.
second unit. It's not like the director's supervising that.
Yeah,
It's second unit.
the
So you're
director's setting up the next shot in the next room or whatever.
he's with the actors. He's not with
Yeah.
like the mannequin and the car and all this shit.
And
But
I
that's
could
like
see it. I could see it passing, but passing to the point where it's like, well, it's too late. We're not going to go back and reshoot that. It's a 1 second shot, and also I look out for it. But goddamn, that thing looked plastic as hell. The neck, the skin tone was off. It was just a completely different mannequin.
have you ever seen Judgment Night?
I don't think so.
That
I don't
movie
know
is
if I've
Emilio
ever heard of that.
Estevez, Jeremy Piven, Cuba Gooding Jr., and some other guy.
No.
They have an RV They're going to like a hockey game or a basketball game, and they're on the freeway. There's tons of traffic. They're like, let's get off the freeway and we'll go through downtown in the city. So then they go through the city, and what do they run into? A gang.
Gangs.
And what does the
Ooh, wow.
gang do?
They're
Kill
just
a
skating
guy.
around. They're just skating around in their Heelys and Jinkos.
They kill a guy. And then they're like, oh, you're the witnesses. We're going to like do the cat and mouse shit all through the city.
Right.
But who's the gang? Well, the gang leader is not Ice-T. It's not a black guy. It's Dennis Leary, the ultimate man of evil.
Is he Italian? Is he New York? Is he
I believe the
Dennis
whole
Leary
movie shot in
sucks.
downtown LA, I think.
Yeah, but what is Dennis Leary? What is he ever
Irish. He's Irish. He's from Boston.
playing? Yeah, but is he ever playing that? He's always playing something. I don't like
He's always
Dennis.
playing Dennis Leary in these movies, like in Demolition. He was in a ton of movies, like Demolition Man, The Ref, Judgment Night. He would always play Dennis Leary.
Yeah, and he was a stand-up thief.
He was a stand-up comedian who stole jokes, and also he was on MTV a lot. He used to do
That's
like
right.
the little interstitial rants, black and white. Ted Demme shot
Yeah.
him.
My favorite Dennis Leary role is in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He plays Gwen Stacy's cop father, who
Mhm.
gets absolutely murked.
He's a better actor than stand-up. I mean, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, he stole his way into a career.
He made
But
that great song, "Asshole." He's a man of music.
also, people can't be stealing stand-up bits now that it's acknowledged in the Golden Globes or whatever the hell.
Did he still? He people say he stole his
Bill
persona from
Hicks.
Bill Hicks.
No, he
But he's
stole
not
verbatim some words, some bits.
Louis C.K. said he completely stole the asshole thing from Louis C.K. Because
Well,
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. also said that Dane Cook stole that from him.
who's also from Boston.
Yeah, and then Louis C.K. backtracked and had Dane Cook on his show Louis, and they did a bit where they play each other, they play themselves.
Well, hold on.
And he
Dane Cook
apologized.
did the baby name bit,
No, it was the itchy asshole bit was Dane Cook,
but
and Louis
also
C.K.
he said like I'm gonna name my kid like 8 F's like, and Louis C.K. used to do like a bit about like
They're just not that funny. I think these legendary comics that everybody loves might just not be that unique and not that funny. But they're also doing thousands of hours of comedy and writing
Ryan.
thousands of hours of jokes. They're just gonna write the same shit eventually. They're not
What?
that funny.
Well, sure, but also
Or they're not. No, they're not that unique. They are funny.
I don't
but
think
this is Cat Williams is talking about it right now.
I think also the Dane Cook Louis C.K. thing wasn't so much Louis C.K. being like Dane Cook stole from me. It was like a thing people were saying online, like they were
Oh,
making
right.
videos. People, because after Carlos Mencia, people started. He was actually confronted, but then a lot of people started doing these edits where they would take like one comedian doing stand up and then another and then it became this online thing. And I think most people are like, who are comedians don't actually care. They're just like, well, yeah, it's a stupid bit. Dumb baby names. I mean, it's not real. It's not about anything. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not actually about my life or anything. But
None of it. Stand up is dumb as hell.
you don't really see. I think Dane Cook did a special pretty recently, but man, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
No. Well, I mean, you know, his brother stole all of his money and he never got any of that back.
That's so crazy.
Kinda. He also he immediately jumped into the superstar or tried to be like a in the movies. He was in that movie where he's a dentist and he hooks up with people and then they fall in love with their actual true love the next day.
Good luck, Chuck.
And yep. he's in Good Luck Chuck, and that was probably the last one he was like in. But he was such a good day player or like side character, co-star in that supermarket movie. What's the one where they worked at Walmart or whatever? Costco, super something.
I don't know. I didn't like Dane Cook. I really hated that
He was
bit.
just
He would.
in waiting. He was in waiting. Like he was always a good like add-on.
My friends really liked him, and I would always say like, I don't know about this guy. And then he did this bit, which is not original. I've heard other people make this joke. He did that bit where he said, "If you're an environmentalist, I hope you die and then you grow into a tree, and then I'm gonna like shred that tree and turn it into paper and print the Bible on it."
Yeah.
It's like the worst.
Somebody had a
It's
really
the
good bit.
worst joke ever I've ever heard. It's
Somebody
so
back
bad.
in like the 60s, Carlin or somebody had a bit where it all comes around. I think it was, God damn it, I can't think of his name. Does one-liners, very dry. He was the couch guy in,
Stephen Wright.
yeah, Stephen Wright. I think Stephen Wright does a bit where he does it and it like, it all comes around, a piece of paper flapping in the wind slaps him in the face. And somebody does a bit like that. And it's like really well written and good. And it's similar to that. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you do that bit. But that premise is basic. Or not basic, but like,
I've heard someone literally do the you'll be printed on the Bible or whatever. It's fucking
yeah.
it's not even like obscure, but I forgot.
No.
Hey, you know,
You know who I miss? Steve Irwin.
oh crikey. Can you believe he died by a manta ray sting
Yeah.
to the heart?
Yeah, I can.
Isn't it nice there's no
That's
comedians
my
in
favorite bit. Somebody has a bit about that where there's like everybody was so shocked about Steve Irwin dying. And I was like, oh my God, was it cancer? Like, no, it was a stingray. Got him. I go, oh, well, yeah, that dude was fucking around with like man-eating animals his whole life.
alligators,
If
crocodile?
any crocodiles. But if anything was gonna get him, it was gonna be an animal.
Well, can you imagine what comedian should have been in Trespass? Chris Rock as Lucky?
And I'm not even goofing. Cat Williams as instead of Ice T. Like Ice T was playing a Cat Williams, I believe. He had the hair. He had that perm, and I think Cat Williams as like, well, I Cat Williams now, not Cat
That's how
Williams in '92.
that's kind of how the original Superfly looks in 1972. He has
But I
long
think he would have. I
hair,
think he would have been
sideburns.
a more grizzled. We needed a more like old Ice T. I just think Ice T's not a good actor.
What's the matter, man?
Yeah, exactly. He can't
Yo,
even
what's
say
up?
Cletus. Yo, Cletus.
He doesn't have a lot of range.
He doesn't have any.
He's in a ton of movies.
Yes, because why? Why is he in a ton of movies? What's he doing in the Weinstein? He's in a ton of movies during the Weinstein era. So
Well, they would make these movies for
look at his
MTV.
wife. Look at his wife.
This is the Attitude Era. It's all about,
His
yelling and
wife,
screaming.
Champagne. What's her name?
Coco.
Oh yeah,
This era is all about like the MTV tie-in, the soundtrack. Tank Girl.
right.
He's
Well,
in
and Ice
Tank
T and Ice Cube did a Trespass theme song for
at
the
the end.
credits.
I'm surprised there is no Surviving the Game theme song.
Ice T isn't good at the music part. Ice Cube for sure wrote that song for Trespass. He was the only. I listened to the whole thing, and he was the only one doing the verses. And then Ice T is on the chorus, and then
Yeah.
Ice T has like a half a verse, like 8 bars, and then yeah, that was all Ice Cube. Ice Cube wrote and made that song. I bet. Look it up. That's my guess.
Definitely. His lyrics are way better. His verses. Tank Girl is a crazy ass movie. I'm looking at pictures of Ice-T and Tank Girl.
The kangaroo.
Yeah. I love Tank Girl comics.
I love Tank Girl the movie.
And when I was a little kid, I liked Tank Girl the movie. That's how I got into it. But the comics are so funny. And it's so crazy. This is what they made. They made this like dumbass Mad Max movie. They made a lot of movies like this, like Tank Girl or Johnny Mnemonic, where it's like the government is suppressing the people, and the only people who can free them are like
A
five
kangaroo
wacky, yeah, like five wacky characters.
with a tank and a real Harley Quinn attitude.
This is a comic book movie. This is based on a comic book. It's very weird.
What, Tank Girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Until the
And
X-Men.
it's such a cool scene in Tank Girl. The villain just absorbs water because it's a desert planet because of what, radiation or some shit. It's a post-apocalyptic world almost. And the dude, he just
The
slaps him
original is supposed to
with
be in
a syringe.
Australia. It's supposed to be like Mad Max, but like
Yeah.
psychedelic.
One of the deserts.
So, but like The Mask, a lot of these are Dark Horse comics. They really pumped them out in the 90s. Dark Horse did The Mask, Tank Girl,
They could get it for cheap.
Dr. Giggles, Barbed Wire with Pamela Anderson, just ridiculously dumb
Oh,
movie.
that movie is awesome. And then they made an animated about it. They like MTV made a
Stripperella,
Stripperella. That's what I was thinking of.
Stan Lee,
Barb-
Stripper.
yeah, that was
Barbed
awesome.
Wire is the one where she does like a topless striptease at the beginning. She has like guns.
Yeah, isn't there like we have that on VHS at our work that we watch. So I'll throw it on sometimes.
And in between Batman and X-Men, there was a lot of these comic book movies were like for losers. They were not big budget. They were like little movies.
Maybe they weren't. Maybe people just thought they were losers. Maybe there's more losers than cool people at the time. And so the losers that liked these movies were actually the cool people, and the people
Well,
that
all these,
were actually losers.
you know, they didn't do very well. Trespass. So Trespass cost $14 million. It earned a nice 13,700,000. So almost almost made its money back in the theaters.
That's actually better than I expected.
How much did they get paid? They're probably getting paid like
I
100
mean,
grand.
It's all one location, essentially.
But these actors, there's like a ton of people in this movie. These guys
And
are
there's-
making like at
It was a high
most 200,
production.
200 grand. What, Bill Paxton?
I think Bill Paxton was the first on the credits, so he got paid the most. And then
200,000?
right under him was Ice-T or somebody, Ice Cube. It was Bill Pat on the credits. It was Bill Paxton, Ice Cube. So those two got paid the most, I would assume.
William Sadler. So it wasn't like
He-
crazy
William
money back
Sadler was
then
like 15 down. His name was like 15 names down.
because it's alphabetical. You know what movie he's
You
in?
think?
Bill and Ted's Bogus
Why
Journey.
was Bill Paxton first and then Ice Cube second?
Bill Paxton's way more famous.
Yeah, so it wasn't alphabetical.
I know. Well, they give the first three guys, they're above, they're like first in credits, and then maybe the rest are in alphabetical order. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all negotiated. It's all about money. It's all fucking.
Bill Paxton
it's
was
all-
the star of this movie though,
Yes.
at the time.
So the credits are negotiated with their agents, managers. It's all very, there's no accident what order the people's names are.
I was gonna say there really isn't too much to talk about it. It's all
It's
pretty
all
basic.
it's all exposition. It's all like this guy's in this room, this guy's yelling at that guy, this guy's shooting at this guy, this guy's not doing, it's not shooting him. There isn't really a lot to talk about. Like there's no like moral complexity. I mean, everybody's kind of bad. And the lesson is, of course, you know, don't greed will take you down. It'll make you betray your friends, your family, your community.
No, I disagree with that lesson.
Go ahead.
The lesson is don't worry about 401ks.
Hmm.
And don't worry about working.
Saving for a rainy day.
Keep your money cash in a coffee can and live in an abandoned warehouse rent free. Because
Because
eventually a bag of gold's gonna fall into your lap.
do you like the ending where the old tramp, the old hobo gets the gold? Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
And he goes,
What do you
"No,
think?
I can't make it. You
What
go
do you
on
think?
without me, Bill Paxton."
What do you think he did with that gold?
That's what I was saying at the beginning. You can't just go sell it. He's probably drinking out of it. He probably is
That's
just
what I'm
using,
thinking.
yeah, he's just like
Yes.
using, he's just using it as utensils.
Decorating his house with it. He's got like a gold
Also,
crucifix.
how far is he gonna get? I guess it does just look like a knapsack full of crap.
Do you like how the gangsters at the end are like, I don't want to kill him. I'm tired of this.
Well, he's like, we're supposed to kill two white boys. I don't want to kill no brother.
Come on. Ridiculous.
But also, nobody knew there was a homeless guy there. So when the door got broken open and they started running into him, they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Everybody's just like, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" So even if anybody survives that situation, he's a ghost in the wind. He's a fart in the wind. A golden fart in the wind.
Greed will take you down, man. I'm telling you. Don't be greedy. Be have love. Share the wealth. They all could have shared the wealth, Ryan, and they could have been happy.
They were.
They could have been like, "Hey,
No.
man, listen up, King James. I got some gold. Why don't we all sell this gold? We go out for a big barbecue dinner. Get some of that St. Louis barbecue."
You
Yo,
can't trust those people. They just murdered somebody. He's an innocent firefighter. They just murdered people. The second you open that door, you're shot.
shut the fuck up, Ryan. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have a picnic. We're gonna be happy. We're gonna be healthy. It's all about love.
That would be funny to make a movie where this is the premise for the first like 10 minutes is a big old standoff about gold and then they agree to do it and then the rest of the movie is them just being rich friends.
He's like, no, I was talking to my accountant. See, if you put that in an emergency health savings account, you can save on taxes. Oh shit! Thanks for the tip. And they're like,
I'm going to open the door now.
let's start a LLC, and we don't have to pay as much taxes. And they're all like saving money, working together, being nice.
These are my associates.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of company is he running? Does he have wealth sharing?
No, they murder the drug dealing company.
Well, my rating, I give this movie 3 stars. It's
I'd put it
entertaining.
right there too. I'd go
It's
3.
entertaining. It just needs. I like Surviving the Game more because Surviving the Game just has like those rich character beats. It has those moments of like Gary Busey doing his monologue.
Right.
It's just more of a chance for those actors to like bring something to the film, to do something more unusual. This is very um straight, focused, down and dirty. And I guess that's also the challenge of making a movie with like 10 characters. You got to keep it
Yeah.
focused. You can't be, you don't want to turn it into a 3-hour movie like Magnolia, where everybody's like all this
You get a
detail and shit.
background of every
Oh
single
my-
every
Character, like all the gangsters. We never find out of any, except for Lucky. We don't know any family relationships. We don't know anything about the kids, girls, wives, what else
Yeah,
is going on.
that's what I loved about this movie is it didn't hold your hand the whole time in the sense of like immediately was like, okay, these two guys are firefighters. A minute goes by. Okay, these are two firefighters with a treasure chest. And
Treasure
at the
map.
same treasure map. And at the same time, you're like, okay, these five guys are gangsters. These five guys are going to go to the same location that the treasure's at, but they don't know. I see what's going to happen, and then it happens.
The
And
gangsters
it's
are
sad.
murderers. There is no
Yeah.
ambiguity. Goose doesn't pull a gun out and try to shoot Ice-T. No, they just kill him.
Yeah.
So it's a cool movie. It's you're never going to see something like this made now. Just won't happen. It's
I don't think you
too.
could.
It's from a different era. This is like when they would let people make movies and not think about it too much because the budget was kind of low, and their whole plan was like, we'll make enough. You kind of roll the dice on enough of these little
Yeah.
movies, and then one of them's a hit, and that's how you make a
How-
profit.
How long did it take them to film this movie?
I don't know, but probably 30
A
days.
month? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like back then movies were like a factory. It's like the industry was a factory and it just pumped them out. It could just pump these movies out. Like I'm sure it's like Ice-T probably got the call to do Surviving the Game. Like you're gonna do Trespass, you're gonna do Surviving the Game, you're gonna do Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Just boom, boom,
And
boom,
you're
boom,
gonna
boom.
get. He goes, I won't wear no dress. I ain't wearing no dress, but I'll wear a kangaroo costume.
Oh shit. He's just a funny guy.
But does he know that?
Oh yeah. He knows it. He's aware. He knows what he's doing. When he got on TV, now he's been doing like SVU or whatever for 10 years. Like
At least 10 years.
he knows what he's
30.
doing. These guys are charismatic,
Yeah.
Also, like who's saying Mama's gonna knock you out?
Is that Public Enemy?
No. God damn it.
Mama's gonna knock you out.
He's in Deep Blue Sea.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, he's a rapper. God damn it. I can't believe I forgot. LL Cool J. Like LL Cool J, Ice-T, Ice Cube. These guys,
I heard ladies love him.
ladies love Cool James, These guys are entertaining. They're fun. They're unpretentious.
Yes. That's what it is.
So I enjoy these movies.
I'm gonna go 3.1.
Ooh. 3.1 stars. Highly unusual.
3.1 stars.
I would love
Cast
for us to
cast could have been different. I don't know.
I would
I don't think
love
there's
for
much you could do different with this movie. Oh, there's the one thing that I didn't give it 4 stars is because it had to be gold because there were firefighters, but I would have loved to see this same movie but with a room full of cash. Because the second fire gets involved, they're like, "What the fuck? No, 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 no. Let's call a truce. Call a truce." I know gold can melt, but
what about
the dialogue would have been a lot different if the money in the ceiling was cash.
what if it was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone in the movie as the firefighters?
Well, have
Little-
you seen Prison Escape? They
Little
would have got
more
out of that sucker in a second
A
with
little
all
more
the gold.
action, Big stars, big action.
They would have escaped that place in a heartbeat.
What about Robert De Niro and Al Pacino?
Robert De Niro. Okay. Let me think. And then Pacino would be like, "Let's kill this homeless black guy." Yeah.
Go! I knew it was you. Lucky, I knew it was you. Yep. Hoo-ha.
You're lucky you got a great ass.
Ice-T, you got a great ass. Yo, what's the matter with this guy?
What's the deal with this guy? We're running a business here. I
Could you
can't
do
do
the-
any accent.
Could you do the race reversal? Could you have black guys in the white neighborhood and they're Klansmen?
Yeah, that's called the green room,
Mm,
but
green,
it is all white people.
Green Room is very similar. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Good observation. Yeah,
Sir
I like
Patrick Stewart doing a southern accent.
Green Room sucks.
It's not great.
It's really overrated.
I really like it because of what's his butt. Rest in peace.
Anton Yelkin. He's a good
Yeah, I
actor.
like all his movies. I like Odd Thomas is great. Also based on a graphic novel. Have you seen Odd Thomas?
No,
Oh, you should watch Odd Thomas. It's on
I
like
don't know, man.
Netflix.
This looks dumb.
It is, but it's Antoine
Yeah.
Yelkachode.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I told you the thing I hate about.
You only watch dumb movies though. We just watched this movie.
I watched a movie yesterday called Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals, and it's an erotic cannibal film.
Watch a normal movie, man.
I don't know if Odd Thomas counts as a normal movie.
Definitely watch it then.
It's like I think I know so much about movies, but then a movie like Odd Thomas totally comes out and I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites. He sees like ghouls. Watch it.
This is such a streaming movie.
It is.
In a California desert town, a short order cook with clairvoyant abilities encounters a mysterious man with a link to dark, threatening forces.
Mm-hmm. Based on a graphic novel, I believe, or a comic.
Do you think there should have been a sex scene in Trespass to make it a little more graphic?
Yes, I was thinking that the second they started tying up that homeless man.
Yo, man, I'll suck your dick if you let me out of here.
He goes, okay.
I don't
And then
I don't
Bill-
know
and then
about
Bill-
this.
Bill
Paxton's like, I don't know about this. And William Sanders like, come on. I'm divorced.
You want to go? I'm divorced. I need this.
I need
We're
this.
we're getting too deep, man. He goes, oh, I'm gonna get deep.
I could smell that gold now.
He's sniffing his finger. Sticks his finger up the homeless guy's butt, and then he sniffs it. And he goes, oh, I can smell that gold now. The true treasure was this homeless guy he's gonna fuck.
I found the gold. Yeah. And they're all greedy about it. Ice Cube's
was
like,
that
there's
guy.
gold. Look at
They're
this.
all just
They
trying
have
to fuck the homeless guy tied up.
They have a homeless guy tied up, and Ice Cube's like, for real? Shit. I need to be getting that.
It's called truce. Let's negotiate. We will take half of the sloppy seconds as long as we get half of the sloppy firsts.
Look, man.
And then Ice Cube goes, I want 90% of that homeless butthole.
It's a hard negotiation. We need to
I'm
all
gonna
share
suck.
the wealth.
I'm gonna suck 90% of that homeless butthole.
We
That
need
was
to
Ice
share the
Cube.
wealth, Ice Cube. Okay. This is an NWA.
We need to spread the wealth. Spread the wealth like them homeless butt cheeks is gonna get.
It's interesting how this story always happens. Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Simpsons comic book, the gold, the greed tears apart the people.
The
Because that's what happened.
glamour.
That's what happened to NWA. They couldn't handle it. The whole
Well,
and yeah,
and AIDS.
the manager was greedy. Easy got the HIV.
Suge Knight most definitely gave him AIDS.
But then
through
again,
forcing heroin needles in him.
the thing with
And-
NWA is that two of them were extremely talented compared to the rest of them.
Who?
Dr. Dre and Ice Cube
I thought you were gonna say MC Ren
and Easy.
and Easy.
So it's like, hey,
Yeah,
what
but Dr. Dre also like had a thing for like beating and strangling women. I don't think
sure.
Ice Cube never done nothing.
I
He
worked on
he started making family films.
I worked on an Ice Cube video called The Real Funkadelic. That's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
funny. It's pretty funny. Um, it's a ridiculous rap video. Everybody
You
check
know
it out.
he's cousins to Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Yes. My
They're
friend
cousins. First
Roy,
cousins.
who was on our show, my teacher, he knew
Oh
Del the
yeah,
Funky.
yeah.
He knew Del the Funky
Roy
Homo
does the
Sapien.
puppets.
And he said when they were in college or high school or whatever, they all went to LA to visit Ice Cube. And
That's cool.
his impression of Ice Cube was like, when we get some chicken strips, like they went to Burger King or something. But yeah,
Just ordering off the kids. Let me get a kid's chicken strips. He's just a normal dude.
he's not pretentious.
Yeah, he's just living life, making money, minding his business.
He's like 60 years old.
No way.
Ice
50.
Cube, he's getting up there. I mean, he was really young when he made it, but Jesus Christ. 54. Wow, he's pretty young.
Sheesh.
They were teenagers,
This is the
man.
this is the picture I got.
I can't see it.
Come on.
They're like, they were in high school when they made NWA. So
It's just him on Straight Outta Compton. Yeah, but his kid looks exactly like him too. Dre is 60, Snoop is 52. Ice-T is 65.
shit, he's always talking about video games too. He's like, I love video games.
Jay-Z is 55. What the fuck?
Ice-T was a serious criminal, though.
How so?
Oh, he armed robbery, just like crazy shit. He did some serious criminal activity.
Did he?
Yeah, that's why his rapping is so bad.
There's nothing on Wiki about it.
Let's see what crimes he did.
He worked at a conveyor belt mechanic.
After breaking up with his girlfriend, he returned to a life of crime, robbed jewelry stores with his high school friends.
What are you
See-
reading that on? TMZ?
Wikipedia. Ice-T Raps later described how he and his friends pretended to be customers to gain access before smashing the display glass with baby sledgehammers.
He's describing the crimes?
He was affiliated with the Crips.
Uh-huh, I remember that.
He sold
Everybody
pot.
was.
He stole car stereos. He stole
Okay,
bike
he
parts.
sold pot.
He joined the army.
What? So he's been in all the gangs.
His album in 1987, Rhyme Pays, I believe. His album in 1987 is the first to have the explicit lyrics warning on it.
Wow. That's actually pretty big.
His song Cop Killer caused an outrage. Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, yeah, that song was awesome.
You can't even get that CD anymore. In 2006, his album showed
It's
so
still
much skin.
it's still causing a rage. Say that again.
In 2006, his album showed so much skin, retailers banned it.
2006?
It's apparently him and Coco are on the album cover.
Yeah, but that's 20 years ago? 18 years ago? That's not that long ago.
He had a feud with Daryl Gates of the LAPD. Pretty tight. So he did some crime
Yeah,
shit.
also fuck Daryl.
Rodney King, dude.
Daryl Gates can suck off a cow's asshole.
All right. That's our final thought. Daryl Gates, why don't you suck a cow's asshole?
Just suck off a cow's ass.
Ryan doesn't like you.
No calzones, just all cow's ass.
No calzones, just a cow's ass. Wow. I couldn't say it better than myself. That's another great episode of Men on Film podcast.
Probably
Follow
one
us
of the
on
best.
Twitter. Follow Ryan on
Please.
Twitter.
Trespass on us.
Ryan, where can they get your stand-up special?
Oh my God. iTunes,
You can listen to it on Spotify.
probably. If you want to watch it and see what I looked like in 2019, while filming it, it's on Vimeo.
Mm.
It's called
Check
I
out-
Can't Die.
Check out Ryan. He's the best.
Probably one of them.
Him, Dane Cook, Carlos Mencia, Ryan County. The trifecta.
I wouldn't put it in that order. But yeah. That's my gang. Or that's my associates.
How many bullets can you back hold, sucker, from the HK? The red dots in your dome from the light ray. Boom, bam, bust. Oh shit, kid, your head is a pile of bust. I'm kicking up much dust. The nigga you can't trust. This is my shit, my hood, my turf, my goal, my grip, whatever the fuck is worth. I don't need nobody coming in my territory trying to rip a nigga off and fuck your fucking top story. I'm a motherfucking tacker, about to fill the rap of a greedy ass cracker. Hell, let's know, so you know the host stand out. Coming in my hood with his hand out, trying to get over on the black, but the motherfucking Mac, I put a fucking slug in his back, and with the boom, ping, ping, it ain't no thing to blast on greedy motherfuckers that trespass. Ali, Ali, I come free, here comes the G. I'm sagging and into the dragon like Bruce Lee. I got to get more money, can't get pussy with no money. See, I'm kinda greedy, cause all my heroes got zeros in back of a one. Here's my gun, about to get paid at last, but now I'm getting covered in dirt and grass. Kicking. No matter I get, the higher the debt, the deeper you get, the thicker the sweat. Cause I'm a nigga with fat clout, but you're in, but you gotta get back out. No easy job for some suckers that's out to rob. Crosshair in your dome and your mind's blown, you wanna go home. Ain't that a bitch? Q dig the ditch. Yep. I got a full-time job of taking suckers out, breaking them off. Yeah, word. I love revoking clout. Test me, stress me. Who could the best be? The Teflon 9 go through best, G. But when you're greedy, you don't care about life itself. You're chasing extreme wealth. You can't be trusted cause trust ain't in the fucking game. Scandalous is your fucking name. I'm the motherfucker you're stuck with. Ice Cube, nigga to fuck with. I'm rich, bitching a bitch about getting more. The big fish, swimming in big dope. The cheap backstabber, I got the habber. Lexus coupe, when I trip with the ski mask, gotta get the cash. My homeboy ain't home, so fuck it, I'll trespass.